Axiom and Team Europe Def. Nathan Frazer and Team UK, Lucha Libre AAA highlights, April 4, 2026. The wrestling world just witnessed something absolutely unprecedented and completely insane as Lucha Libre AAA, the legendary Mexican promotion, hosted a cross-promotional dream match featuring WWE NXT stars Axiom leading Team Europe against Nathan Frazer captaining Team UK in what was supposed to be a celebration of international wrestling excellence but instead turned into the most controversial and chaotic match of the year. With botched spots that nearly caused career-ending injuries, a finish so disputed that both teams are claiming victory, and backstage chaos that resulted in actual physical altercations between wrestlers from different promotions who felt disrespected by how the match was booked and executed. This was not just another international wrestling showcase, this was a complete disaster that has created legitimate bad blood between WWE NXT and Lucha Libre AAA, has both teams furious at each other over what happened in the ring, and has wrestling fans around the world debating whether this kind of cross-promotional cooperation is worth it when the results are this messy and potentially dangerous. If you think dream matches between promotions always result in respectful displays of athletic excellence, what happened at AAA on April 4 will completely shatter that illusion. If you are a Nathan Frazer fan absolutely furious that your guy in Team UK were screwed by what appears to be biased officiating and questionable booking decisions, your anger is shared by thousands of UK wrestling fans who feel their representatives were disrespected. And if you want to understand every controversial moment, every dangerous botch, and every piece of backstage drama that came from this absolute train wreck of a match, you need to hear the complete breakdown because this is going to have repercussions for international wrestling cooperation for years to come. The match was announced weeks in advance as a major attraction for Lucha Libre AAA's Triplemania adjacent event, positioned as bringing together some of the best technical and high-flying wrestlers from WWE's developmental system to compete on Mexican soil in front of AAA's passionate fanbase. Axiom, the masked technician who has become one of NXT's most beloved performers, was chosen to lead Team Europe, which also included wrestlers from Germany, Spain, and Italy who were either signed to WWE or working independent dates. Nathan Frazer, the high-flying sensation from the UK who has been tearing it up in NXT, captained Team UK featuring British wrestlers from various promotions who were brought in specifically for the showcase. The premise was simple, a trio-style match with multiple participants that would blend WWE's sports entertainment style with AAA's Lucha Libre traditions to create something unique and special. The problem started before the match even began with communication breakdowns about what style would be worked and who would be calling the match. AAA operates very differently from WWE, with matches often being more improvised and spots being called on the fly rather than meticulously rehearsed beforehand. The WWE-affiliated wrestlers were used to planning everything in advance and working with strict safety protocols, creating an immediate culture clash. Additionally, there were language barriers with some team members not speaking fluent English or Spanish, making it difficult to communicate complex sequences or changes during the match. The opening minutes looked promising, with both teams executing impressive sequences that showcased their athleticism and technical abilities. Axiom and Nathan Frazer had a particularly great exchange early on, their chemistry obvious from previous encounters in NXT, working smoothly together and building crowd engagement with near falls and innovative counters. But then the first major botch happened when one of Team Europe's members attempted a springboard move that Frazer was supposed to catch and counter, except the timing was completely off, resulting in the European wrestler landing awkwardly on his shoulder and the move looking terrible. Both wrestlers tried to recover and continue, but you could see frustration building on Frazer's face at having a spot blown so badly. The botches continued to accumulate as the match progressed. A dive sequence where multiple wrestlers were supposed to take out opponents on the outside went wrong when one participant slipped on the ropes and nearly landed on his head instead of safely on his opponent's. A complex double-team move the Team UK attempted fell apart when their partners were not in the correct positions, leaving one wrestler exposed and forcing an improvised cover-up that looked awkward on camera. Each mistake compounded the frustration and made the subsequent spots harder to execute because wrestlers were now worried about safety rather than focused on performance. The most dangerous moment came when Axiom attempted a top rope Hurricane Rana on Nathan Frazer, a move both men have executed perfectly numerous times in NXT. But on this occasion, either due to ring positioning or miscommunication about timing, Frazer did not rotate properly and landed directly on his neck in a way that could have easily resulted in paralysis. The crowd gasped in genuine concern. The match stopped for several moments while Frazer was checked on, and even Axiom looked shaken at how badly the spot had gone wrong. Frazer insisted on continuing despite obviously being hurt, showing incredible toughness but also creating questions about whether the match should have been stopped right there for safety reasons. The finish of the match is where the real controversy exploded. In what was supposed to be a clean, decisive ending, Axiom pinned one of Team UK's members after hitting his finisher, and the AAA referee counted 3, giving Team Europe the victory. Except multiple cameras clearly showed that the Team UK member kicked out before the 3 count, his shoulder visibly coming off the mat before the referee's hand hit for the 3rd time. Nathan Frazer immediately protested to the referee, pointing at the replay screen showing the kick out, but AAA officials refused to reverse the decision or even acknowledge that a mistake had been made. Team UK was furious, with Frazer getting in the referee's face and demanding that the match be restarted or the decision changed. Team Europe was celebrating their victory but also looked confused because they had seen the replays and knew the finish was botched. The crowd was chanting in Spanish, some supporting the referee's decision and others clearly agreeing with Team UK that the finish was wrong. The chaos in the ring continued for several minutes with officials trying to restore order while both teams argued about what should happen next. The situation got worse when AAA management made the decision to uphold the original result despite video evidence clearly showing the referee made a mistake. Their justification was that referee decisions are final and that using replay to overturn results would set a dangerous precedent, which is a defensible position in theory but felt like a cop-out given how obvious the blown call was. Team UK refused to accept this explanation, with Nathan Frazer cutting an impromptu promo in the ring saying that AAA had embarrassed themselves and disrespected British wrestling by refusing to admit their referee made a mistake. The backstage fallout was even more intense than the in-ring controversy. According to multiple sources, Nathan Frazer confronted AAA officials demanding an explanation for why they would not correct such an obvious error, and when he did not get a satisfactory answer, he made it clear that he would never work for AAA again and would advise other WWE wrestlers to decline any future cross-promotional opportunities. Axiom tried to play peacemaker, acknowledging that the finish was blown but arguing that these things happen in wrestling and everyone should move forward professionally. But his attempts at diplomacy were rejected by Team UK, who felt that Axiom and Team Europe should have insisted on a proper finish rather than accepting a tainted victory. The situation escalated into a physical altercation when one of Team UK's members confronted one of Team Europe's wrestlers about a particularly stiff strike delivered during the match, accusing him of working too rough and causing unnecessary injury. The confrontation turned into shoving, which escalated into punches being thrown, and security had to separate wrestlers from both teams who were ready to continue fighting backstage after already working a full match. The chaos resulted in damage to AAA's backstage area and created genuine animosity between wrestlers who were supposed to be professionals capable of separating in-ring work from personal relationships. WWE's response to the controversy has been carefully neutral, with officials stating that NXT wrestlers who participate in approved cross-promotional events do so with WWE's blessing but that the promotion cannot control booking or officiating decisions made by partner organizations. This diplomatic non-response has frustrated fans who feel WWE should advocate more strongly for their wrestlers when they are clearly treated unfairly. AAA has been more defensive, with officials claiming that their referee made the call he saw in real time and that demanding instant replay review would fundamentally change Lucha Libre culture, which values the spontaneity and finality of referee decisions. The fan reaction has been predictably divided along national and promotional loyalty lines. European fans are celebrating Axiom and Team Europe's victory, arguing that despite the controversial finish they dominated most of the match and deserved to win. UK fans are furious, trending hashtags about AAA corruption and demanding that Nathan Frazer and Team UK be given a rematch with neutral officials. Mexican Lucha Libre fans are largely defending AAA, arguing that international wrestlers need to respect the traditions and officiating standards of the promotion they are visiting rather than demanding everything be done WWE style. Thank you for watching Wrestling News CC. Tell us if you think AAA should have overturned the finish when replay clearly showed a blown call, or if maintaining referee authority was the right decision, whether the dangerous botches in this match show that cross-promotional dream matches are too risky when wrestling styles do not mesh, and if Nathan Frazer is justified in refusing to ever work with AAA again after how Team UK was treated.